and welcome. My name is Renee, and I am going to guide you through the third chakra today, getting into the solar plexus right here below the ribs. And so that's going to involve a little bit of movement of the lower ribs. Your solar plexus cuts up into that V and is responsible for your ego. We all have an ego, and we need our ego. It's what helps us get out of bed in the morning. But when your ego gets a little bit out of balance, whether it's too little or too much, then that's when things start to go awry. It's kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. We don't want our ego to be too much or too little. Our ego needs to be just right. All right, we're actually going to start out today in a forward fold. So if you want to go ahead and start coming on up if you're seated, and some space between your feet. If you want to use a block or a prop of some sort, if you don't own a yoga block, you can lean on something else like a box, a sturdy box or a crate. But here in our ragdoll, go ahead and let your head hang heavy. Gentle nod, yes and no. Some deep breaths. If you can interlace opposite hand to opposite elbow, go for it. And this soft bend in your knees, resist locking out your legs. There's kind of this myth that you need straight legs for yoga. But actually, it's quite the opposite. You want to be very mindful of your knees. Resist locking them out and hyperextending. So always having a bend in the knees will ensure. And if you're super tight, I'm pretty sure you're still getting a stretch even with a bend in your knees. 2 more breaths. A gentle nod of your head, yes and no. 1 more time. And as you start to bring your hands to the floor, this first rise up to standing, keep some space between your feet. Bend the knees even more. And then inhale, slowly roll on up to standing. When you get to the top, find a big shoulder roll or shrug. And interlace your hands behind your back. As you lift your heart, get your lower ribs to open up. Even though this opens our heart, our focus today is the lower ribs. So get the space below the ribs to open. Deep breath in. Then on an exhale, a bend in your knees again as you fold back over. And try and keep the hands together. Even if this is a little bit uncomfortable, stay with it. It's a great shoulder opener. And again, bending your knees can make all the difference in the world, even for your shoulders. So resist thinking there's a prize for straight legs. 1 more breath. And gently release your hands towards the floor. This time, toe heel your feet in. Bring your big toes to touch. And a halfway lift, so fingertips to shins. And inhale, take your chin off your chest. Nice flat back as your shoulder blades pull in tight. And on an exhale, a deep forward fold. Pull your chin to chest as you fold over your thighs. 2 more of those. Inhale, half lift, chin off your chest. And exhale, a deep forward fold. 1 more. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, Tadasana, rising a little bit faster this time. All the way to the top, fingertips to the sky as your shoulders drizzle down your back. Deep breath in. Exhale, mini back bend. Cactus your arms and drive your thigh bones and your hips forward. Once again, opening up the lower ribs and heart. Inhale, Tadasana, reach back up for the sky. Exhale, forward fold, belly in tight as you bow over. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana, all the way up to the top. And exhale, mini back bend as we flow with our breath. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, mini back bend. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. This time, high plank. Plant your hands firmly to your mat as you step back. Hold your high plank nice and strong. Feel the lower belly pull in tight. That's where the second chakra is. And your third chakra, feel your lower ribs pull in. So the opposite of letting the ribs open and lift, pull the lower ribs in nice and tight. 2 more breaths. Chin is off your chest. 1 more breath. On the exhale, slowly lower all the way to your belly. Keep your hands as they are and squeeze the elbows in tight. Inhale, Bhujangasana, baby cobra. As you start to float your heart, squeeze your elbows in tight. Even though your gaze is out towards the top edge of your mat, a slight tuck of your chin like you're holding an apple under your chin. Tops of the feet and the thigh bones ground down. Inhale, lift your heart. Even see if you can get the lower ribs to lift off the mat. Inhale. Exhale, bring your chin back to the mat. Tuck your toes under. Through plank or tabletop. And down dog. In your down dog, any little gentle movements here as you say hello to your first down dog. Belly is in tight, sits bones are high. Fingers spread out wide. And a couple of deep breaths. In down dog, we also need to be mindful that the lower ribs aren't trying to pop out all the time. Those of you who like to back bend, I know letting the lower ribs pop out feels really good in down dog. But every now and then, to be mindful of the third chakra, keep the lower ribs in tight. Two more breaths. Inhale, lift your right leg high behind you. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot through between your hands. Any little adjustments as you set up your foot to be right between your hands. Then place your back knee to the mat. Hands to your right thigh. If you need some extra cushion for your back knee, throw a towel or blanket or something behind your knee back there. With your hands to your right thigh, lean into the front foot. Ease into this, deep breath in and out. To go a little bit deeper, see if you can bind your hands behind your back and open your heart as you feel your lower ribs lift, opening up the third chakra again. 2 more breaths. Keep your gaze lifted and the lower ribs open. Lean into your front foot. 1 more breath together. Then on an exhale, place your hands back to the mat. Tuck your back toes under to lift your back knee. Then sweep your right leg high. Take a moment here if you want to open your hip the other way. Press your heel towards the left and lift your kneecap as high as you can. Think of a urinating dog. I know it's not the best analogy and it probably made you snicker, but it's the best way to get you to lift your leg and open your hip. All right, lengthen your right leg, inhale, and exhale, down dog. Deep breath, and out. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot through between your hands. Once again, any little adjustments you might need here. And set your right knee to the mat. Hands come up to your left thigh. If you need some support for the back knee, put a blanket or a towel underneath your back knee. For the most part, if you lean into your front foot, it takes a lot of pressure off of the back knee. Breathe into this space. And then if you can, take your hands to interlace behind your back and let your lower ribs lift and open. Your chin is off your chest here, but be mindful of the back of your neck. Resist compressing the back of your neck so much you can't breathe. It's important to keep the health of our neck healthy as we open up the third chakra. 2 more breaths. One more breath together as we sync up. And exhale, your hands come back to the mat. Tuck your back toes under. And inhale, lift your left leg high, 3-legged dog. Take a moment here, any little movements, even opening your hip, find your urinating dog. This helps stack the left hip on top of the right. Even feel the lower ribs open here. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, lengthen your left leg high, and down dog, exhale. Deep breath in, and out. Inhale, lift your right leg high again. Exhale, low lunge, step through. This time, warrior 1. So as you seal up the back foot to the mat, inhale, lift your fingertips to the sky. If you need to shorten your stance a little bit, bring the back foot up towards the front foot slightly. As best as you can, pull the right thigh bone back, let your left hip press forward. Kind of feeling this spiral feeling through your body as your shoulders drizzle down your back. Seal up through the outer edge of both feet. Deep breath in and out. One more breath. On the exhale, interlace your hands behind your back again. Inhale, open your heart as you feel the lower ribs lift. Hold here, 2 more breaths. Open up the lower ribs. And while your gaze is lifted and chin is lifted, be mindful of the back of your neck. Resist crunching it. One more breath in. On the exhale, humble warrior. Bring your right ribs to the inside of your right thigh. And then let your head bow. As you gaze back at your big toe behind you, let your interlaced hands try and draw overhead. Pull your right thigh bone back, left hip forward again, and breathe. Feel the lower ribs pull in and compress the third chakra. 2 more breaths. Gently release your hands towards the floor. Inhale to a high plank this time as the right foot steps back to meet the left. Pause for a moment, long and strong. Chin is off your chest. Deep breath in. Exhale, down dog. In down dog, couple of recovery breaths. And inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot through between your hands. For warrior 1, shorten your stance slightly and drop your back heel to the mat. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. You got it. As you keep the back foot sealed to the mat, this time feel the left thigh bone draw back as the right hip presses forward. Seal up through the outer edges of both feet. And breathe. 2 more breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, hands interlace behind your back. Inhale, open your heart. Hold your heart open. Feel the lower ribs open. And breathe. Be mindful of the back of your neck. One more breath in. With the exhale, humble warrior. Start to bow again. This time bringing the left rib cage to the left thigh. Relax your head and neck as you gaze at your big toe behind you. Feel the left thigh bone draw back as right hip presses forward. And breathe. With your hands bound, you try and get them to draw overhead as best as you can. And feel the lower ribs pull in, finding a compression in the third chakra. Keep the thigh and the ribs sandwiched together for strength. 2 more breaths. Gently release your hands to the floor. Inhale, high plank, left foot steps back to meet the right. Long and strong, 0 kinks in the body. As you feel the lower belly and ribs pull in tight. Chin is off your chest. 2 more breaths for a strong plank. And down dog, hips high. Deep breath. And out. Again, fill up. And exhale, let it out. Beautiful. 1 more breath. And exhale, let it out. Drop on down onto a tabletop. Coming down onto all fours. A little wiggle and a sway here as you try and recover your breath and your place. All right, the third chakra, it likes to be stimulated through a little bit of core contractions. So some extended tabletop today. Extend your right leg back behind you and your left arm out in front of you. Chin off your chest. The left hand is reaching out for a handshake, so thumb to the ceiling. Deep breath. Then on an exhale, squeeze and bring elbow to knee. Feel the lower ribs pull in tight. Then inhale, lengthen, opening up the lower ribs. And exhale, squeeze. Nice. 3 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Hold here. For a variation of floor dancers, reach back for your right foot behind you. Then as you kick, open the lower ribs in your heart. And breathe. 2 more breaths. Kick a little more. Lengthen out again. And tabletop. In your tabletop, a couple breaths, maybe even wiggle your hips. Second side, your left leg lengthens out long back behind you. As your right arm reaches out for a handshake, take your thumb to the ceiling. Lengthen long. Deep breath in. Then on the exhale, bring elbow to knee as you squeeze. Feel the lower ribs pull in tight. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen, hold this to set up for your tabletop dancers. Reach back for the left foot behind you. Then kick your foot back behind you. Feel your heart open. Feel the lower ribs open. Even your right shoulder and left quad get a stretch. Gaze at one spot and breathe. Kick a little more, 2 more breaths. Lengthen long and tabletop. Beautiful. Deep breath in and out. All right, gently find your way to seated for a moment here. Recollect yourself with a deep breath in and out. All right. We're going to move this into some belly up work. You might want a block or even a towel. A rolled up beach towel works great for this kind of stuff. As you start to lay down onto your backside, plant your feet flat to the floor. Deep breath in and out. For a supported back bend, we're going to, with our feet flat, ground down into the feet and start to place a block under your tailbone. Now, if you are a practicing yogi or you love to do a regular bridge or even a full wheel, that's the full back bend, you're welcome to take that variation. If you're kind of newer to yoga or the body's just slightly tired today, know that using a block or, let me show you, a rolled up towel under the hips will give people a gentle lift if you have some spinal issues. If you want to do an unsupported variation, then your arms are along your side bodies. Fingertips are reaching for your heels. Take a deep breath in and out. With an inhale, start to lift the lower ribs. Feel the hips lift. And hold the lower ribs high towards the sky. Press the back of your head into the floor to feel your neck lengthen. This also helps keep your neck safe. To feel the back of your head press down and lengthen your neck. Hold here. If you have full wheel in your practice though, then your hands are up by your shoulders. And as you ground down, lift all the way up. Breathe. There's a variation for everybody, whether you're in a supported variation or bridge or wheel. Let's find 5 more breaths. Some open mouth exhales as you open up the 3rd chakra. 1 more full breath. Gently coming all the way down, chin to chest. Feel your spine and tailbone come back to the mat. To take a break here, let the inner thighs come together. So your knock-kneed. How about even bringing the hands to the lower ribs, the 3rd chakra? Close your eyes. Think about cultivating a healthy ego. It's neither too much or too little. I like to also call it your accountability buddy, meaning it keeps you accountable, helps you speak the truth, helps you live your truth, and also keeps you motivated. That's where that whole, if you didn't have an ego, you might not even get out of bed in the morning. So it keeps you motivated and accountable for your actions. 2 more breaths. Start to bring your knees into your chest. Give them a little bit of a squeeze here. Twisting also helps stimulate the 3rd chakra. Keep your right knee in as you send your left leg long. Then as your right arm reaches out and away from yourself, bring your right leg across for a twist. If you need to use a prop or a block here, put a prop or a block underneath the right thigh or a towel. Hold and breathe. Maybe even repeat your mantra. A good third chakra mantra is an I am statement. I am healthy and I am balanced. For example, you can repeat whatever it is you want, or use I am healthy and I am balanced. 5 more breaths. Gently with an inhale, bring your right knee back up to center. Bring your left knee in to join it. Give both knees a squeeze. Then lengthen your right leg long. And as you're ready, your left arm reaches out to the left side. As you bring your left leg across to twist. And if you need to use a prop here, you could put a pillow or a blanket or a block under the left knee. If you are using a mantra today or any other light form of meditation, find that here. Today's offering is an I am statement. And you can use I am healthy and I am balanced. Just keep repeating that as you breathe and hold your twist. About 5 more breaths. Gently with an inhale, start to return to center. Both knees can get a final hug and squeeze. Even bring your forehead up to meet your knees. Squeeze into a tiny little ball here. Feel the lower ribs pull in tight as you squeeze. Then as you're ready, final Shavasana is ready for you. Something you might want to try, especially if laying flat on the floor is a little bit intense for your spine. It always feels good to put a little bit of a bolster or some kind of pillow or support underneath the thighs or the knees. Wiggle your shoulder blades flatter to the mat. Let your feet relax and open like a book. For the first and second chakra, I offered you time for some meditation and journaling. If you still want to find your journaling, hold here in your Shavasana for 15 to 20 breaths. Then you're welcome to pause the video or finish the video and do some 5 to 10 minutes of journaling or meditation with the mala beads after your Shavasana today. Relax your jaw. Relax the soft spot between your eyebrows. The third chakra is the color yellow. So tune in. Do you see some hints of yellow when your eyes are closed? Or as you start to focus on your third chakra, does it bring the colors of yellow into play? If you're enjoying this space we've created, pause the video and stay here. If you'd like to start to rise, reach your arms back behind you and find a full body stretch as you lengthen out long. Gently rolling onto your right or left side body. Come into a fetal position. And in this fetal position here, kind of gives you a chance for some new life. Repeat your mantra one more time. I am healthy and I am balanced. Use your hands in an inhale to press yourself up to seated. Hands at heart center, close your eyes. It's been my joy and pleasure to guide you through a short sequence on the third chakra today. From the light in me to the light in each and every one of you. Honor your practice, honor your life, and even honor your ego. Like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It's not too much, it's not too little. It should be just right. And as I bow to you all, Namaste.